Upfront and Outspoken with Bob Williams. If you love the Constitution,
man is not free unless government is limited.
If you love freedom,
as government expands, liberty contracts.
If you believe in personal responsibility, if you believe America is still the greatest nation on earth, then get ready for an experience you'll never forget. This is Upfront and Outspoken. Here's your host, Bob Williams.
Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white, and blue.
And welcome back. This is, of course, Upfront Outspoken. I'm your host, Bob Williams, with you here on this Monday. On the phone with me, as promised, is James for the Kids Napier. And James has some exciting news coming up here for you, momentarily. James, I know you have a big event planned for John A's in Nashville, Tennessee, starting at 4 p.m. Tell us about it.
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Bob, first of all, top of the morning to you from South Georgia Hemisphere. I'm going to tell you, we just as well to go ahead and keep it real because I can't keep giving a journalist a little bit of information, expecting him to hold on it. You and Jimmy Payne, you boys are killing me. We might as well go ahead and turn up the heat just a little bit and tell the truth. So, March the 2nd, we're calling it round 2, 2-on-2. For a 2-year-old, young Corrie, suffering from biliary artesia, a liver dysfunction, having just received a liver transplant on the 5th of February, diagnosed at 8 weeks old, and she's been waiting on that one call, that's all, to come get your liver. So she got that call on the 4th. On the 5th of February, she has received her transplant. She's in Atlanta, Georgia. They're going to be needing a little bit of help. Look forward to the mother coming in here and speaking with you guys, but we'll just talk about the event today. March the 2nd, 2-on-2, round 2 for a 2, John A's in Nashville, Tennessee, Music Valley Drive, directly across from the Gaylord Opryland Convention Center there in just outside of downtown, I reckon. We've got a pretty big lineup already of committed people. You tell me, you want to talk about the location and the address, and I'm sure you can give, or you want to keep it real like old Ed Teal, and you want to just drop some names, sir?
Well, put it this way: I want to know everything because I'm going to be asking you a bunch of questions, and pardon my journalistic instincts here, but number one, Corrie, you said, as you just said, she did indeed have the liver transplant just 11 days ago. So
yes.
And her family definitely needs the support to help offset the ongoing medical expenses. From what I gather, they were trying to raise about $50,000. They're not even 1/5 of the way to that. So we're going to be talking about that, but we're also going to be talking about the event. So first off,
let me say that, but since you're going there, let me say this. This is the beauty that I love on this beautiful 2-year-old, speaking with the mother every day and night, sometimes 3 and 4 times a day. This is a wonderful family, and so wonderful to the fact that I do not mind bringing family together to take a stand for this child, because for the first time in a long time, I've got a benefit. Nashville isn't the big deal situation to me this time. What's the big deal is a 2-year-old that is trying to raise $50,000. But here's the kicker. Do not let any disarray of confusion be transmitted this morning. This child wants to raise $50,000. Sure, we can go above and beyond those means because, you see, this child is not trying to get this money for her purposes. It's being donated to a 501c3 nonprofit in her name to continue helping other kids just the same as she has went through. She's going to continue helping other children with liver dysfunction such as biliary artesia. This funding, this raising of money that she's trying to get done is to help the others, my friend. It's not to help her.
Okay, that
donate for her.
Okay, glad you cleared that up. So this is not just to help her, but it's to help a lot of others. So okay, I can now that that's cleared up. All right, now I posted on my Facebook page, I believe it was just the other day, of this beautiful little girl, and it saddens me to see that such a child, so young, was stricken by this. And I'm glad also that she did get her liver transplant. And I'm also glad that you jumped on this and are running with the ball, so to speak. You stepped up to the plate. Now, you said right out you have a list of the entertainers who's going to be at John A's. And I'm going to once again repeat the date, March the 2nd, starting at 4 p.m. Who right now is going to appear at that benefit?
All right, we'll go shallow into the waters, and then we'll go stepping off into the deep. The shallowness, and understand when I say this one name, and for me to say the shallow wading of the water, you're going to say, "Oh my God, James, you're saying Jimmy Parker, the great independent Nashville that has just received #1 for a song called what's it called? Oh, You Never Know."
Right.
That's what it's called, because you just never know. And I'm going to say Jimmy Parker's in the shallow part of the end of this pool, because on the other end of the pool, you may recognize the name of Mr. Jimmy Payne, or you may remember the name Mr. Ron, or his mother, Leona Williams, legendary CMA, Miss Karen Wheeler. Back in the days, they called it Mule Skinner Blues. She will be coming. We've got Mike Cullison, world renowned as the Roadside Rambler. We've got Mr. Sean Hamilton coming back in there to throw down with Mr. Terry Duncan, legendary CMA piano player, which is, by the way, in the band with Mr. Chaz Wesley. Let me stop just a moment. Mr. Chaz Wesley deserves all respect and all credibility, because Mr. Chaz, when I said, "Hey, brother, we got to do round 2 to do what we're supposed to do," because this deal on the 7th, even though it was a great day for awareness and a lot of people come together, those entertainers didn't get respect. They got, well, I won't even go into that. But Mr. Chaz, he's the gentleman that took the bull by the horn. I said, "Buddy, let's do it." And, he's the one that secured John A's for March the 2nd for the 2-on-2 deal for this certain little 2-year-old. So I'm going to take my hat off to Mr. Chaz Wesley this morning and say thank you, young man, for being part of my family. Like I said last night to him, that's a brother that's got my heart. He stuck like Chuck with me. But we'll move on past Mr. Wesley, and we'll say coming out of the Wisconsin Upper Peninsula of Indiana, we've got Miss Mandy Zahn with Rural Route 1, great entertainer. We've got the Tubb family, and when I say Tubb, let's think of Walking the Floor Over You.
None other than Ernest Tubb.
Mr. Glenn and Dottie Tubb, and Mr. Glenn Douglas Tubb, world renowned for Skip a Rope. That's Mr. Glenn Dottie Tubb. They're going to be coming in. Then we've got Mr. Don and his dear beloved wife, Miss Karen McNatt, very, very talented entertainers. Again, we've got Jimmy Parker. We've got a wonderful gentleman that was with us on the past event, Mr. Cody Greer. He will be coming out once again. And 2 special surprises that I look forward to. A young man by the name of Chad Evers, down out of my hometown area, and I say I'm bringing my hometown appeal. We got 2 songs we're going to introduce to the family. It's called Granddaddy's Guitar, and I walked that hall, and I've seen that story. When this boy was 2 years old, when I first met him, he had his hand on the end of a neck, and he had his right foot down here on the other end hitting on that guitar. 2 years old, this boy could play. And when I say I'm bringing Granddaddy's Guitar and another song, Granny, don't you know, I'm bringing something with some Southern appeal that will make you understand. People, just like you said the other day, have forgot what family is all about. Thanks to Mr. Chad Evers and another individual, Mr. Michael McGregor, we're going to begin to open the door for all these names that I've just laid before you. And even though I have given you probably 10, 15 names, I guess the key to the fact is what I put on the bottom. It says, and special guest, because this is just a little teaser, but it's all true. Every one of these entertainers will be coming for this 2-year-old Miss Corrie, and we got a something coming out of that shadows, if you will, that dirt road life type living once again. I got somebody going to be walking in that's going to blow even all of these names faces. It's going to blow their mind. When we do this family taking a stand on March the 2nd, it's going to be truly a march on Nashville. Once again, we're going to do it the right way, the way it was supposed to be done. But it happened the way it did for a purpose, and I learned a lot.
You
I
know,
will never book a venue with my legends in a sportsman bar. I'm glad I've got people like Jimmy Payne, Chris Gantry, and the wonderful Mr. Alan Ladd and Tony of Plateau Music to keep me in check to say, well, we need a better place. Well, we've got a place. It's called John A's on Music Valley Drive, directly across from Gaylord, and it is probably the best traditional, contemporary, old school country music place venue we could have, unless we're down at the Ryman or unless we're across there at the Gaylord. You can't get no better than where we're going.
All right, now you said you got a really big name to drop. Now I'm a journalist, and I'm going to ask you, who is this person?
And I'm a type of person that's got that southern appeal, and I'm going to say, because I know who you are, I ain't going to be able to tell you.
You know, that's not fair. That's not fair, you know. But you know, I'll leave it for you at your discretion. I'm certain we're going to get you back on before the second. At least I'm going to hope, because I got something else in the works as well. But you know, the thing is people are very unaware of the fact that you yourself had a childhood illness. You're a survivor of childhood leukemia. So my question for you is, when you know, did your illness as a child have anything to do with the fact, and I'm probably going to get a long answer, the answer, you know, to get in so much involved when a child needs help, you're the first name I see. You know, is it because you're the survivor, or is there other reasons for you to become involved in these, you know, in these cases?
Well, I guess the easiest way to answer that would give homage and respect to a couple people. If it wasn't for people of the greats, Mr. Ted Conrad, formerly of the Atlanta Boat Show, Simcoe, if he wouldn't have been a mentor, Mr. and Mrs. O'Neill Williams and his wife Gail Williams, O'Neill Outdoors, if it wasn't for people like that, Miss Jeanette Marver out there in Katy, Texas, with the JoJoBear.org, sending teddy bears to all my children. If it wasn't for people like April Drury and Glenda Evers and Jerry Jones and so many people like Mickey Tumlin and Vic Drawdy back home, you know, if they wouldn't have bestowed a seed upon keep on keeping on, you know, doctor sent me home basically on hospice and told my mom and daddy I wouldn't be there come Christmas. So, you know, as long as I continue to follow that light that I've seen that made me so, I guess, comfortable in life, that I recognize there's only one true physician, and he is called the Comforter. So I guess I'm going to have to say that if I had to ask why, even as a kid, when I had I remember having 4 IVs in my hand, 2 in each arm on both sides, and pushing IVs down the hall with a wheelchair, using my feet to control the wheelchair because I couldn't walk. But I still found other kids. It was I don't know, it's crazy to try to explain it to somebody, but as a child, I seen a lot. And when I seen that light, I said, I'm all right. And I've never seen that light again until recently, and I began to believe again. And, hey, Jack, it is what it is, you know?
Now, I know coming up here today at 10 o'clock, I believe it's 10 o'clock Eastern time, you know, our own Ed Till is going to be bringing you on air. He's going to probably be asking a lot of the same questions that I am now. But, you know, the thing that's really fascinates me about what you are doing is you seem to be just like the average guy, you know. And yet, here you are, more times than not, spearheading fundraising events for these children. And I'm not just going to say for, you did it for Jessica, you're doing it now for Corrie, and I'm certain we're going to be hearing more about what you're going to be doing, coming up here, for other children. And it amazes me. Here we have an average guy, getting so wrapped up in all of this. A lot of people are going to say, well, he's doing it for selfish reasons. That's not the case with you, is it?
I spent about $1,000 to ensure that I could present a halfway looking professional event for Jessica. I ended up donating money out of my pocket because there was to me it was a disarray of organization of trying to depend on others to help me. I've always done it myself, but there was a situation, as we have spoken off the air, that I want cameras reviewed over that February 7th event because there is rumors that money went missing, and I'm very proud to say it wasn't me. I'd love to see who the hell took it because then I'm going to call somebody out real quick. But at the end of the day, I guess it's all about the I syndrome, If people will quit worried about how am I going to pay this and how am I going to pay that and what am I going to do about this, they're going to come get me. How am I going to handle this? And they remember the way it used to be when you waved at everybody because you knew everybody. And, nowadays you can't even tell me who lives 2 houses down from you. If you can take it back to the days that you worried about your fellow man and you worried about your friends in need, you may not be able to take care of their problems, but you might be able to hear what their problem is, and you might have, as I have so many times, had the right person on speed dial at the right time, that when I made my call, it was kind of like Mr. Nugent's law firm down here in Georgia, one call, that's all. You just got to bring awareness. And, even now I'm standing in the backyard of the office out here by the pool. I've stepped away today, and I will again. It's part of my itinerary as it leads into a few more surprises that are coming out of the Southern Hemisphere. That daily rant and rendition of Keeping It Real with Ed Teal, even that has opened the door to something bigger and more. But as long as we can continue to bring awareness to situations, then we can bring problems to a head pretty quickly. We just got to quit worrying about ourselves, because when we stop worrying about the I syndrome, just like my pastor, Mickey Cumberland, said in the local Walmart the other day, we spoke of a former scripture he had given, and I told him 10 years ago that we would have that conversation in Walmart. As we did, he walked away just smiling, saying, "Son, I'll see you soon," because everybody's hearing about it. All I got to say is, when the time comes that you have a problem presented, the easiest thing that you can do is get your, excuse my French, it's in the Bible, so I'll say it, get your head out of your ass, quit worrying about your situation, help your fellow man, and when you turn around after your problem has disappeared by helping your friend, you're going to turn around and see what's going on that you were so worried about when you said, what am I going to do? You're going to realize somebody else has stepped up and helped you. It may be God sending an angel, but it may just be that somebody said, well, I can't find that on record,
Right.
God's got a pretty good way of sending the right person at the right time to bring awareness to a situation, and I'm honored. Like Miss Marcia Campbell, I must say this. She said the other day, she said, "James, I'm so proud of you." I'm like, "Wow, really? You proud of me?" She said, a lot of people have arrived in Nashville, and they're great names. There are a lot of people that are trying to arrive and get these big names to recognize who they are and what their talents are. But me, I'm just going to do what she said. I'm going to continue to keep arriving and arriving, whether it's in Nashville, Salt Lake City, or Miami. If I get a situation in my heart and God puts that child on me at that moment, there's thousands upon thousands of Jessicas. No disrespect. It's just a point. There's so many children that need our help. I can't focus on every one, but, you know, if God says that's the one, then, hey, Jack, we fixed the attack. And already this year, we've already helped the awareness of 3 pretty prominent situations to do what needed to be done. So, you know, I'm going to just keep on keeping on as long as the good Lord above keeps breath in my lungs and strength in my feet, you know?
Exactly. Well, we have to leave it right there for today, James. Unfortunately, my time is almost up. You know, I want to get you back here next Monday and update us, would you?
You know I will, buddy. Until then, I'll be back on there at 10 o'clock with Ed Teal, keeping it real. Give me a call. I appreciate everybody. You guys just get ready, because March the 2nd, when we march on that town, this day will be remembered. We'll just handle it when it comes. Mr. Bob, I appreciate it. I look forward to speaking to you, buddy. You have a great day. And from the southern atmosphere, buddy, I appreciate everything you're doing, sir.
It's always our pleasure. And with that, folks, it is time for me to get out of here. Stay tuned, because coming up right after NPR News, Ed Till will be with you all the way till 4 o'clock. Until tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., this is Bob Williams. Take care of yourselves.